Hello and welcome to the Mover segment on TV3. Tonight we're speaking to one of the major players in the world of aviation. I'm talking about Turkish Airlines. I'm excited and delighted to be joined by the Vice President in charge of sales for Sub-Saharan Africa for Turkish Airlines, Samil Karakas. Samil, thank you very much for your time. Good to have you.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Great. Good evening. So what does it mean to be Vice President of a major airline like Turkish Airlines?
Vice President means that we are responsible for a region in Turkish Airlines, for Turkish Airlines. Sub-Saharan Africa means for us 33 destinations we are flying to. And we are responsible for all the business we have here in this region as Vice President.
And you were appointed a year ago.
I have been appointed 1 year ago, so that before I used to work in Germany. I joined actually Turkish Airlines in Germany, then I moved to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, then I moved to Osaka, Japan, and later on in August, 1st of August last year, they appointed me as the Vice President for Sales Sub-Saharan Africa.
You seem to have a lot of experience.
I mean, yes, I'm now more than 8 years in this business, and I like the business, and if you like your business, you will have experience and you will do your job.
Tell me, what's the history or the story behind Turkish Airlines?
Turkish Airlines is the national flag carrier for Turkey. It has been founded in 1933. We have to see the story of Turkish Airlines in two parts. The one part is from the beginning until 2002, which we consider Turkish Airlines as a local carrier, only flying to 60 destinations worldwide, and especially flying to destinations where we have the Turkish community in Europe, etc. After 2002, Turkish Airlines decided to be a major network carrier, and nowadays we are flying to more than 240 destinations internationally. So that means we became one of the biggest carrier in the world.
And how does Turkish compare with other international airlines on the market?
I mean, if you compare in terms of the destinations we are flying, we are the biggest in the world. In terms of destinations from a single hub, we fly to 240 international destinations. There is no other airlines is bigger than in this sense. And also, if you consider flying to most countries in the world, we are flying to 116 countries. There is also no other airline flying to more countries than Turkish Airlines. We carried around 62 million passengers last year, and this is a quite high number. And you can consider Turkish Airlines as one of the big players in the market.
And in terms of price competitiveness?
I think we are one of the most competitive airlines. We have good prices, and especially in Africa. We can surely say that once Turkish Airlines start in a destination, the prices will come down.
Let's talk a bit about your operations here in Ghana. You joined Ghana in which year?
We came to Ghana in 2010, July.
2010, July. At a time, relatively, the macroeconomic conditions were pretty much good for you. How has that been like ever since till date?
I mean, in 2010 we started, and nowadays we fly daily to Ghana, to Accra, and Ghana is one of the successful destinations for us. We are profitable here in this route, and daily flights is not easy, but we do it daily here, and we have plans to increase even in the future. And we have also two cargo aircrafts weekly coming to Ghana, and I think we have a solid base here in Ghana.
Have you managed to grow your markets within the period?
Of course. I mean, day by day you are gaining more customers. I mean, we have here around 75% load factor, and we have many agreements with many corporates. We have our customer profile is so different, and we don't fly only Turkish people to Turkey. We don't fly only people from Accra to Turkey, but 80% of our total customers are going to beyond destinations like via Istanbul to London, to Frankfurt, to Paris, etc.
What would you consider one of your major challenges operating here in the local market?
Actually, I don't see any challenge. I mean, we have very good relations in this country, and since we are here, we are getting support from all the authorities. Whatever, I mean, we want, we can do in Ghana. We can fly as much as we want. At the moment, we have planned 7, and we fly 7, and this is the necessary environment you need in a destination like Accra. We have it here. We don't see any challenge. The challenge can be, of course, the competition. I mean, competition is there. It's a tough competition here, but we were able to manage it since 6 years now.
On the night of the 15th of July in Turkey, there was a coup attempt. Very regrettable then, since. How has that impacted on your business?
First of all, let me say that a coup attempt in a country like Turkey, in a democratic country like Turkey, is not acceptable. I mean, we as Turkish citizen, let me speak in this stage as a Turkish citizen, cannot accept, of course, any attempt like this in a country like Turkey. Part of the military tried to make a coup against the Turkish government, but I can say that in Turkey we have free elections every 4 years, and anybody is able to join the election and rule the government, rule Turkey, rule the country. So there is no need for such attempts, but fortunately we were able as a country to manage this coup attempt within 12 hours, within a night, and it is over now for us. How it affected Turkish Airlines? Of course, one of the strategic points for those people were to occupy the airport. They tried, but they couldn't. But anyway, since we had some jet fighters flying over Turkey, so the whole Turkish sky was closed for any airline. So we stopped, of course, the operations for the safety of our passengers. So what we did, the all Turkish aviation, indeed, we can say it was a milestone in the industry that we were able to open the airport within 12 hours. And not only Turkish Airlines, but also the airport, the civil aviation, the handling agencies, all airlines were able to start and to come to the normalcy immediately, and this is what makes us.
Did you make any losses within that period?
I mean, of course, in the time between 11 p.m. and on 15th to, let me say, 11 or 12 a.m. in the morning next day, you couldn't fly any. You couldn't operate any of your flights. So we have canceled, of course, those flights. But what we did is immediately we managed that we that we send our passengers via our partner airlines to their end destinations. And for example, in Accra, we had one cancellation, unfortunately, the day we couldn't fly. But the day after, you fly and you recover the business.
Right. Beyond just providing a means of transport for your customers all across the world, what would you say is your contribution to Turkey's economy as well as the host country itself?
I mean, a national carrier for a country is always, I think, important because you are linking your people with your partner countries. And after, for example, we have now 240 direct flights to the world. That means, example, in Germany we are flying to 14 destinations. We don't fly only to Frankfurt, to the main business city, or to Berlin, to the capital, but also we are flying to 14 other cities. In France we are flying, etc. What does it mean? The Turkish businessman, especially this businessman, has a linked with a direct flight to their end destinations. And also for the tourism of Turkey, it's very important. We have now so different people all around from around the world are coming to Turkey to see Turkey, to enjoy the tourism in Turkey, etc. And that makes us very happy. And I think the business-wise and the tourism-wise, it contributes a lot.
And how are you contributing to Ghana's own GDP?
On Ghana's GDP?
Right.
I would say only each airline coming to Ghana will be an advantage for Ghana, any airline. Because the much airline are coming to Ghana, the much competition we will have here. Just imagine Turkish Airlines is coming, and let me say the prices are going for any destination from $1,500 to $1,000 because the competition gets more. So what happens? This difference, the $500, stays in the pocket of the Ghanaian people. So this is important. I think you will have a better choice. You will have a cheaper choice, and this is an advantage. The second advantage is via Turkey. Via Turkey, any businessman from this 240 destination, international destination, they can via one stop only in Istanbul to Ghana, and this is important, I think. And there are so many destinations we are flying to, and I don't think any airline operates to Ghana is flying to those destinations. And this is the advantage. So you have a link to 240 international destinations via Istanbul within one stop. And this is the advantage. So any people from those countries can come to Ghana, and also the Ghanaian people, they can go via Istanbul to those destinations. And I think this is the advantage for Ghana.
Well, you're still watching the Mover segment here on Business Focus. My guest is the Vice President in charge of sales for the Sub-Saharan region for Turkish Airlines, Samil Karakas. We're talking about the business of aviation. Samil, let me come back to you. I know you also, superintend over the sub-region that's beyond Ghana. How would you describe the business environment for Africa? Is it a viable business destination?
I mean, for Turkey, we can say all of them are new destinations, new markets for us. So we actually, as Turkey, learned the business in Africa, and also as Turkish Airlines, we started our business in Africa starting from 2006. And I think day by day we are gaining more experience and we do more business. And our relation with those countries are doubling, tripling, even getting 10 times more sometimes when we start the operation with Turkish Airlines. Any country we fly to, we have more economic ties, economic benefit after the flights of Turkish Airlines.
Currently in Ghana, how many local people do you have working for you?
We have, as I know, 11.
11? You hope to
now.
increase those numbers?
I mean, the much we increase the operations, of course, the local, the number of the local people will increase.
Are you renting your office spaces?
Yes, we are renting it. We rent it. We do.
Currently, how many of your office spaces do you have?
How many?
How many office spaces do you have?
I mean, we have this building here in Accra, and we rent it, and it's enough for us, actually.
It's enough for you. I see.
And we have also another office, of course, in the airport.
Let's talk about your airlines. Do you manufacture them yourselves?
No, we don't manufacture the airline, but we do some manufacturing activities also, part of the aircraft. For example, we are manufacturing seats, aircraft seats in Turkey, and which also are approved by Airbus, etc. And for example, the 300th aircraft of Turkish Airlines was delivered with the seats which have been manufactured in Turkey.
These are major investments into your business.
It is.
Over the last 5 years, how much have you invested so far?
I really don't know about the value what we invested, but we are speaking about Turkish Airlines a yearly turnover of 10 billion.
How much
more
are you
than
worth?
10 billion US dollars, and most of them will be invested, of course, in many fields and of the
How much are you
business.
worth as a company?
The value of the company.
The value of the company.
We are in the stock market, but don't ask me the value of the company. I really don't know about the value of it. We are in the Turkish stock market.
So your biggest vision for the next 5 years is what? Beyond just expanding the market, beyond expanding your customer base, what's the biggest vision for you for the next 5 years?
I mean, for the next 5 years, actually always, not only in Africa, but in the whole world, our mission is to expand. This is the biggest mission we have, and we want to grow in the areas where we still don't have the penetration we want. So, for example, in the US, in the South America, and also in some part of Asia, etc., in Australia maybe, to grow. Those are the main plans for Turkish Airlines. If you consider we have now 300 aircrafts, and we will end up in 2023, which is the 100th anniversary of Turkish Republic. We have big aims. In the year of 2023, we aim to have 500 aircrafts.
Wow.
So that means 170 more than what we have now. And we have to operate this, of course. We have to fly to destinations. And the number of destinations will not less than 350 at this time. So the revenue we are creating will not be less than 30 billion US dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Samil Karakas.
Thank you for inviting me.
Great. Samil Karakas is the Vice President in charge of sales for Sub-Saharan Africa for Turkish Airlines. He's been our guest on the Mover segment tonight on Business Focus. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you same time next week.